Nation's Nick Smith is live in Chicago. Nick, there was controversy when Trump was invited to that conference, and the controversy started as soon as he spoke as well.
The controversy started as soon as he spoke, Hannah, and as soon as he took to the stage. Let me back up a minute and just say that the minute Mr. Trump's appearance here for the Q&A was announced, there was immediate pushback, so much so that the co-chair of NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists, stepped down from her role because she said she was not involved in the decision to invite the former president. However, Mr. Trump did take to the stage to a group of people who were, many of whom were supportive. They were excited to see the former president actually answer questions that they felt directly affected the African-American community. The program did start about 45 minutes late, Hannah, and that was a point of consternation for many in the room and the president himself, who said that he was upset by the fact that the audio did not meet his specification. He was upset that he had to wait backstage until he said, got it right. We are still working to find out exactly what happened that it took so long for everyone to hit the stage. But when things began, there were fireworks almost immediately. ABC's Rachel Scott asked a very direct question of the former president, and he was not pleased. That was the gist of that fiery exchange that you saw there. But it didn't stop there. Mr. Trump took a turn, particularly when he was asked to define DEI when it came to Vice President Harris.
I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just
To be clear, Mr. Trump answered every question that was presented to him, maybe not directly, but he did not avoid answering questions in his own way. Hannah, I can tell you this. Many left the room pleased that the president had made an appearance here at the conference, but to be clear, those who were responsible for inviting Mr. Trump to NABJ are still receiving a lot of feedback and pushback from those who did not feel as though Mr. Trump had a space in this arena. Hannah?
And Nick, you've told me you're a member of NABJ. Your insight is greatly appreciated today. Thank you so much. Nick Smith, live in Chicago for us.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.